Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here with today's micro market recap at Target Trading Academy. Today is a new month. It is I was going to say 22nd. It's May 2nd, just after the New York close here as the markets are still winding down. Let's get right into it with micro oil. We opened well below the close from Friday in oil. So we were so far gapped down. It wasn't even funny. It would have been nice if they kept going, let's be honest. But no, they opened up right onto our HVA level here as support. Immediately bought, had a ton of buying, and then they tested that low again, and it was rejected, and they just kept going. Tons of movement here. They finally got that close, I guess, that they were looking for. They couldn't really take it up any higher, getting past that level as their the sellers started stepping in, but not quite enough to bring them up much higher than what they already did. I mean, 4 points in oil for the spread, pretty much. Still quite large considering what we were at a few months ago on an average spread in oil, a 1.5 or even less. Now, gold opened gap down way below its close, even so to where it was below the contract low that we have set here. Initial buying found resistance, and they had selling step in. They did have one retracement towards lunch, hitting that opening support there for that resistance to come back down. So we are closed net down in gold and technically net positive in oil, as we did get above that close from Friday. Now, our equities, they opened in balance. That overnight had some action down below the contract, well below the range and close in the equities. And I'll scroll back over to the open here for us here, and you'll see we did open slightly below the close from Friday. Now, Friday, I don't do a video on the last day of the week for trading. And so Friday I didn't put out a video, but in the afternoon it was very slow and consolidated, or in the morning, and then in the afternoon they just sold off. And so they closed down over here, and immediately at the open they bought it up, hit their close, I'd say. And then they ran right into our HVA edge here that we give to our students each night. And that's exactly where they turned around. And you can see how far they brought that down. Made some lows, tested it again. And then the buyers stepped in. You can see that they were trying to reject that level there. And they had a tough time getting between these two areas here. These solid support and resistance. 3 times in that area at that HVA edge. Boom, boom. 3 solid moves short. And then they finally got a chance to potentially test it again. And they decided, you know what, we're going to make some new highs. They made those highs. And that's the last time you see it in the ES before they decide to make some new lows. And they made new lows. And then here they had quite the battle. They did retrace, and then they had some more selling before they finally had a floor starting to stabilize and have those buyers step in. And you can see that they brought it back up, almost making new highs again. So they got pretty close to those highs, which are just over here. So we are finishing net positive in our equities. Almost similar story in the Nasdaq, except for they did get some new highs for the day. So they moved around quite a bit, despite the news of interest rates and such. I don't pay attention to news. I really think news is a sham to get people suckered in to do something. They're going to move the market wherever they want to move the market, let's be honest. So we also opened below the close, immediately had buying, and they had resistance here. Boom, solid support down here below the contract low. Several entries already on the screen that I can see. And then they made some new highs. They had a first break over here, second time there, and then they broke it. They did not have the conviction to go any higher, so obviously they are going to come back down. And they retested these levels here, not getting to those lows, making yet again new highs before lunch. So almost the opposite of the ES, where we were looking for new lows around that time. Nasdaq was still, I would say, range bound from the previous day. But you can see how well it's responding around these HVA levels that, again, are given to our students each night before the next day's trading. Ultimately, they did get new highs and new lows in the Nasdaq. You can see they finally broke down lower, retraced and made new lows, and retraced and made new lows. And that was the floor that they set before that same volatility kicked in. But the Nasdaq, they grabbed the new highs, as you can see here. And that's where we're finishing off above the close from Friday in the equities. So we have a net gain in the equities in terms of close relationship between the prior day, and net down in gold and net gain in oil. If you're interested in finding out more information about these HVA levels, these are the tannish color that you see in the rectangles, high volume areas that we give our students out each night prior to the next day's trading. Or if you're interested in learning how to trade futures in general, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. You can go to our website at targettradingacademy.com or find us on Facebook. Get in touch with a representative at either location, and they'll quickly show you what we do each day. And you'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world. We look forward to seeing you there.